We will keep you abreast of everything that's going on. Let's go over then to our commentators for the MotoStar race, James Whittam and Jack Burnicle.
Taron Mackenzie, son of the famous, is on pole position on the red line KTM for this race, the Monster Energy British MotoStar Championship. 30 riders on the start line, a mixture, of course, of 254-stroke singles, the Moto3 25cc single-cylinder two-stroke singles that we've known and loved for so very many years. And son of Neil then, we've already seen one of his lads crash out of his first race of the day when having his best ride of the season so far. And Taron Mackenzie, of course, is very much, well, he's every bit as good as his big brother, I think.
Yeah, you know what they call the two-strokes now? The dingers.
The dingers?
Yeah, because they make that ring, ding, ding noise, don't they? I still miss them.
The Moto3 standings are headed by Joe Francis from Taron Mackenzie by a full healthy 20 points, with Joe Irving in third place, followed by Hobson, Berman, Weaving, Simpson and Waring. The 1-2-5 standings look like this. Tom Kahn has a lead of 29 points over Arnie Shelton, with Peter Sutherland in third place. Ed Rendell is fourth ahead of Callum Bay, and Stephanie Wadlow, who's once again qualified very well here at Brands Hatch. Jordan Weaving in seventh place. The grid looks like this. Taron Mackenzie is on pole position. Jordan Weaving second. Ollie Simpson third. Bradley Ray rounds out the front row. Second row of the grid headed by 125 GP two-stroke leader Tom Kahn, from the Moto3 leader Joe Francis, Ed Rendell and Joe Irving. And row 3 has Peter Sutherland ahead of Arnie Shelton, Callum Bay and Steph Wadlow on the Aprilia. And the returning Irish lad, Andy Reid, is heading up row 4 ahead of Taz Taylor, Jake Bayford and Milo Ward. And in this, it's what now, actually, the cloud has completely burned off and been blown away, and we have a beautiful day here for this, the MotoStar 125 two-stroke Moto3 championship race, with Taron Mackenzie on pole position.
Is that nice? I put my shorts back on, Jack.
Yes.
There we go. That is...
I did wonder what you were doing, James.
Fumbling around in the back of the Commons booth there. That is number 95, Taz Mackenzie. Saw him this morning going the other way on his scooter as I was walking into the paddock, and he's got a big smile on his face. He's been pole several times this year, unlucky to miss a knockhill round when it dropped a valve and he couldn't get a replacement.
So with Taron Mackenzie on pole position and on that red line, KTM fucks his way off the line, veers across to towards number 34, Jordan Weaving, and I think Weaving might have grabbed the advantage into the front, and indeed it could be Ollie Simpson who's grabbed the advantage, or even Bradley Ray in first place. Bradley Ray, the lovely little bespectacled lad, running at the front for Jordan Weaving in second place. Taron Mackenzie holding that tight line on the orange red line KTM to ensure that he stays in third place. And those three then pouring down the hill into Graham Hill Bend.
Yeah, definitely Bradley Ray, number 28 in the lead. That's a lovely silver bike, and that's actually a Mahindra. That's it's actually a two-stroke machine, and he's the only one who's really pushing the four-strokes. The first three in qualifying, Mackenzie, Weaving and Simpson, all on Moto3 four-strokes.
Those Mahindras are great little machines that have had a lot of success in the Spanish and even some in the World Championship Series, James.
Yep, they actually started life as a different make, and I forget which. It might even have been an Aprilia design originally, before everything, the drawings and everything, all the metalwork was bought by Mahindra to run in MotoGP some years ago.
So leading the way there on the Mahindra is Bradley Ray. It's great to have him back in this series, and we've got right behind him now into second place, has become the threatening little figure of number 95, Taron Mackenzie. He's got the better of Jordan Weaving.
Look, man in fourth there, that is Joe Francis. He's making moves now on the WD-40 bike. They've got that thing going. That's a four-stroke as well. There it is, a yellow and blue one. Kid's only 15, he's tall for 15.
Do you know, he came in to see us earlier, and he's as tall as me. He's about 5'11".
Yeah, he's a big lad for 15, there he is. Up the inside
of... a very quick move.
Yep, up the inside of Weaving. You can't waste time. You know, especially when you've got somebody like Ray and Mackenzie at the front, you can soon find yourself getting into third, and there's a gap that you can't bridge. And that's Weaving back up the inside. of Joe Francis into Druids.
So Bradley Ray, Taron McKenzie, Jordan Weaving and Joe Francis ahead of Ollie Simpson, Joe Irving, Tom Kahn and Peter Sutherland. These are the boys running at the front. And look, Taron McKenzie taking those eager early lines towards the apex.
Yeah, there's different weight rules for these 4-strokes and 2-strokes. Clearly the 4-strokes have more mechanics involved in the engine, and they need a slightly stronger chassis to cope with that extra weight in the engine. So they have 148 kilo lower limit combined rider gear and everything else, and the 2-strokes can be 112 kilos lighter. That's 136 for the 2-strokes.
Through into 5th place has gone Joe Irving on the Toden Tate. I do believe I was right. The Toden Tatey pub bike.
I bow to your better grammar. Yes, there he is. That's number 66 on the KTM Moto3. But he's Joe Irving, the home Firth boy. And you're dead right. His dad's restaurant is called Toden Tatey.
And I could never say it quite as well as that, I must admit. He momentarily got the better of Jordan Weaving, but Jordan instantly responded back into that 4th place. There's the battle going on between the KTM and Jordan Weaving riding bike number, that lovely bright red bike 34.
Yeah, you can hear the difference quite clearly there. The 4-strokes and the 2-strokes, completely different. The way the engines work, the way they sound, the power delivery, everything.
Wow, Joe Francis whipped.
Oh, that's Weaving.
Weaving's gone down.
Yeah, he's hit the curb. Look, he's got to get out of the way. Good lad. You can see the tyre mark. Look, as he hit the curb, it started to chatter, and then it's thrown him off.
And he's furious with himself. The lad from Cape Town.
Yep. And he got his first win up at Knock Hill, and watch him hit the curb. There, look.
Wow. Did he try? Was he trying to get inside?
I don't know.
Joe. There was he and Weaving together. No, he and Irving together.
He's hit the curve is what he's done, but what he was trying to do, maybe a little bit unsighted because he was behind Joe Irving, I don't know. I mean, lucky that he actually span off the racing line and didn't get hit, to be honest. But good kid, this South African, you know, got his first win at Knock Hill, and I spoke to him at Snetton, and he's such a nice little fella.
A real battle going on here now for 2nd place between Joe Francis and Taron McKenzie. Incidentally, I'd like to say thank you to Joe Francis, because he came in to give Mystifying to hand over a golden carrier bag that seems to be full of lubricants of some probably WD-40s. I don't know.
I can tell you now it definitely is, and there's something to clean your car and something to clean your toilet and all sorts of stuff in there, Jack. So if you don't want it, I certainly will.
My boy, I absolutely do. I assumed it was oil. I was wondering what I was going to do with it. No,
yes, it's oil. You don't need it. Give it me.
Bradley Ray leads the way. At the moment, we've got Francis in 2nd place on that distinctive blue and yellow WD-40 machine, ahead of Taron McKenzie on the orange-red line KTM, and then Joe Irving, Ollie Simpson, and Tom Kahn goes through now in 6th place ahead of his nearest rival in the 125 class, Arnie Shelton. Peter Sutherland is 8th and Grendel is 9th. Andrew Reid running in 10th place. Stephanie Wadlow is in 12th place, highest placed of the young ladies out there in the race.
Good rider, Stephanie. I've got to say, she's always running about that kind of 8th to 14th position.
So always in the points.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Now, these 5, they've just got a little bit spaced out. Who is going to attack who next? Because on these little bikes, how close do you need to be to get some kind of slipstream, James?
Depends how fast you're going. The slipstream's longer as you go quicker. So on the longest of the straights, you probably get it, I would say, about 15 metres. On the shortest of straights, not as much as that, because the speeds are lower.
Great mixture of noise between the kind of the squealing 125 and those purring 250s.
I'm a bit prejudiced, but the ones that sound like lawnmowers are the Moto3 bikes, and the ones that sound like the high-pitched loveliness is definitely the 2-strokes. Can you tell which ones I like?
High-pitched loveliness. Great term for it. So here we are, leading the way on a machine of high-pitched loveliness is the Mahindra of Bradley Ray, number 28. Who's been, because of his Red Bull rookie commitment, has been kind of in and out things, because he was selected for last year's Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup, the only British kid out of over 100 competitors to go through.
As Joe Irving slips by Jordan, no, it's not. It's
Taron McKenzie.
It is. He's got past Taron, yeah.
Joe's beginning to show a bit more aggression these days. He's actually having a real punt at people in the turns, isn't he now?
He is, yeah, and he's got a quick bike as well, which always helps.
And another one who's impressing me is a good ride for number 45, Ollie Simpson.
Yeah.
Who's qualified well on the front row of the grid. The Australian on the Ollie Simpson Racing KTM. The Australians just keep on coming, don't they?
Yeah, and what we've got now is a championship, all classes in the British Championship that are seen as a stepping stone to bigger and better things, you know, to World Championship. And people want to be in, they want to race in this competitive championship, and that's a good thing.
And the Australians, therefore, just keep... In fact, every class has an Australian or a few in it.
I think it's compulsory now. Yeah, and about these bikes, we've explained that the Moto3 bikes are 250cc.
There's number 22, Stephanie Wadlow, James.
Yep.
She's a little isolated at the moment, but running way clear of Taylor, Lodge, and the rest of them behind her.
Yep, on a little 125 two-stroke. So we've got 125 two-stroke singles, 254 stroke singles. They're the Moto3 bikes, but they develop about the same power, about 50 to 52 brake horsepower. However, the two-strokes, just because of the way the engine works, the power tends to be near the top, and the four-stroke gives a little bit more drivability and kind of punch from the corners, really.
Joe Francis on the previous lap set the fastest lap of the race, but you know, it's still almost a second off James Lodge's 2010 lap record as we watch Joe Francis now really attack Bradley Ray.
Yeah, and I was just going to mention that, and that dies for third, and that's Joe Irving that holds it in a minute from the other KTM of Taron McKenzie, and like you said, the Flying Simpson.
This is really fascinating. These two now, they're very, very evenly matched, but always once, this time the red line KTM of Taz McKenzie makes a late move, and then almost a wide move into the entrance of Surtees, just to kind of put off Joe Irving there.
Yeah, Taron McKenzie 17, Joe Irving 16.
And at the front, Bradley Ray, who is just trying to remember, he's about 16 years old now, isn't he? Turned 16 on the 16th of May.
Yeah, but a lot smaller. Yeah, Brad Ray is quite small compared to definitely the man who's behind him on the WD-40 bike. That's Joe Francis. He's quite a tall lad, like you say, and that's quite important. If you get the head-on shot down the straight, you'll see just how hard Joe Francis has to try to get everything tucked in, the elbows, the knees, the toes, everything, because it does make a difference on these fairly low-powered bikes.
It is a curious noise, isn't it?
Yeah, compared to what we're used to, yeah.
So at the moment we've got Bradley Ray managing to lead, but for how much longer? 4 Moto3 bikes. Yep. Here he comes, once again, number 28, little Bradley Ray. From Lydd down in Kent, in deepest Kent. We're kind of, you know, not quite as deeply into Kent. Lydd's right down near the coast.
You don't get any deeper without getting your feet wet, do you?
No, not really. Oh, and here
Looks
comes
like
Joe Francis.
Yeah, clean move. Nothing wrong with that.
Who's at the age of 15 is about to start his GC. He's about to launch into his GCSEs. He's actually he's just started the school holidays, of course, but he actually goes to school in Neston on the Wirral, even though he lives in Chester.
Oh, okay. That's a fair commute, is it?
I said to him, aren't there any schools in Chester? And he said, no, he just likes this school in Neston, so that's where he goes.
Does anybody like any school anywhere when you're 15?
I don't know. Did you?
Yeah, I didn't mind it actually. Yeah, I did all right.
Surging down the hill up towards Hawthorns. Bradley Ray took a long look behind him then, James, as if he was checking out just what sort of company he had then.
Well, I'll tell you what he has got for company. He's got Taron McKenzie.
He has. And Taz, having put the red line KTM on pole position, looks very keen to get back into this battle for the lead. It's amazing racket as they go around the shin curve. It echoes off the overhanging trees there.
And what I can tell you is the lap times they're doing now, 35s, 34s are really quick. I mean, not compared to lap record, but compared to what anybody did in practice. He got down to 36s in practice and no quicker. So they're already up in about a second quicker, or maybe a bit more, this bunch, than what any of them did in qualifying.
That was it. You talked about the bumps before, James, as they go, oh, look at that, what a great draft Bradley Ray got from the WD-40 bike, then almost carried him right across the rim of Paddock Hill, but not quite fast enough. Oh, Taron McKenzie right off the track.
Yeah, and you've got to watch out, because we saw what happened to Jordan Weaving. Here comes Joe Francis up the Joe Irving up the inside.
And Ollie Simpson round the outside, so Taron made a big mistake.
He did, yeah, he went really wide, had to close the throttle. We saw what happens if you don't shut the throttle when you get to the slippy paint, when Jordan Weaving threw his bike up the road.
So that distinctive blue and yellow. Look, Taron McKenzie instantly regroups and takes that very early line into Surtees again.
Here we go. This is it. Is this Taz Mackenzie going wide at Paddock Hill? It is. Yeah. Obviously cost him time. Not that it's bothered him. Oh, hang on.
And we got a faller. Is that number 12?
I think that, yeah, could be Ed Rendell, that, I think. Don't want to speak too soon, I think.
Ed Rendell, he's had a catalogue of getting up. That's a relief. He's had a catalogue of injuries in his time, including a bad leg break at Cadwell Park a couple of years ago.
He did, yeah.
So Bradley Ray back at the front in this colossal struggle now as we check out what happened to...
It's going to be an high side. There it is. Ooh, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
That's not that often we see them on the exit to Druids change. It's so often losing the front on the entrance.
Yeah, it still hurts.
James, going through here now, those bumps you talked about, on the last lap, Joe Francis, it actually picked up the front wheel of the WD-40 KTM and kind of flicked it into understeer momentarily. So yeah, it's pretty bumpy, that entrance to Cleveland.
Very bumpy.
To the Clark curve.
And these little bikes feel it as much as any class. You know, they haven't got the weight to kind of ride the bumps just as solidly.
These lads are having a proper dust-up, all 5 of them, right in contention for this.
We're used to seeing this, though. You know, certainly, for me, at Snetterton, the Moto3 and 125 GP race was the sort of feature race of the day for excitement. It was really good.
So this bunch of KTMs of various colours, all fighting with that charming-looking Mahindra at the front in the hands of Bradley Ray. Bradley Ray, of course, first started really coming to our attention, getting sensational results on what was a not only elderly, but fairly bog-standard 125 Honda.
Yeah, he looks like the Milky Bar Kid. He doesn't look like he's got an ounce of aggression in him. Here we go, back markers coming into view.
That's number 71, David Wales from Sutton on the TAD Racing Honda. He's only racing a TAD.
Yeah, Terry Wales's son, the lad Terry Wales, the lad I used to race with my early career on 125s. Would you believe?
All due respect to his son, he could probably go quicker on that, right?
And he still does sometimes. He still dusts his 125 down and gets out and beats his son, does Terry, of course.
Now, we've had a little bit of change in the order here, of course. Look at this. Joe Irving really is becoming more aggressive on that quick Toad and Tatey pup bike. Look, he's getting right alongside the Mahindra now.
It's a quick bike.
Can he come right round the outside of it? Did he get the slingshot? I think he did. Wow, and Joe Francis follows through.
Joe Francis
they swallowed up Bradley Ray. So Francis now tries to make a move up the inside. Do you know, these lads, they don't look as if butter would melt in their mouth off the bike.
I know.
Joe Francis has got he'll take no prisoners, will he?
Now watch for Joe Irving, the man in second on the black and orange KTM. There he goes, number 66. I don't think he'll do anything going into... Oh, he has. He's had a go. He's had a go going into Surtees, and that's worked.
Francis was very reluctant to let him through. Then we're on the 10th of 12 laps, just 2.5 laps to go. Well
done to Joe Irving. I've got to say he's riding with much more aggression and, well, just general speed than what we've seen ever from him. Good lad.
Swooping round Hawthorne's Bend now, uphill onto the Minter Straight. Put your hands up, those who remember Derek Minter. What was he like round Brands Hatch? He was magic. This is the leader, Joe Irving now. Second place, Joe Francis. The two Joes are at it for the race win.
I remember Alan Minter, one of your boxer.
He was.
I don't think he ever came here.
Tommy Hill trains with Ross Minter, Alan Minter's son.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So it is relevant. Thank you.
But if you've not... Listen, mate, look up some photographs of Derek Minter going round Druids and tell me if anybody ever leaned over further, has ever leaned over further than that.
Hey, matey, anybody who's done his own work on past races is me. I look right into it. When I was a kid, I read loads of books about old races.
Now we're about to go. We've got 2 laps to go. Penultimate lap. Taron Mackenzie's coming back into it. Joe Francis veers almost into the side of Bradley Ray, and that allows Taron Mackenzie through. Joe Irving goes right out onto the slippery stuff.
It's Francis. That'll work. This isn't over. Look at Taron Mackenzie getting himself right back in the mix now in third.
So Joe Francis, Joe Irving, Taron Mackenzie, Bradley Ray, Ollie Simpson has been not exactly he's just been a viewer of this amazing stuff all the time. He could pick up the bits yet. Taron gets underneath Jordan.
Joe Irving does it. No, he doesn't.
Irving won't let him through.
Muscles his way back around the outside of Taron Mackenzie. All slipstreaming. Here we go.
Freight train. Boys.
Taron McKenzie pulls out.
3 abreast will do it, 4 if you like. Oh, Taron gets through. God, that's real threading a needle stuff.
He might have just timed this right, Mike Taron McKenzie, man in second, number 95. I think his bike will probably just have the speed on Joe Francis, the yellow and blue bike that's leading at the minute.
Joe Francis on the WD-40 Honda 250. I was forgetting, of course, we have got a Honda in amongst the KTMs, and it's the Honda leading at the moment from Redline KTM, from Mahindra, now, from the Toten Tatey Pub KTM.
Now McKenzie now will be looking at getting the good run out of Sterling's and get up. He's gone up the outside. Oh, Francis still has it. McKenzie drops it wide and tries to cut to the inside. It's going to be Francis, I think.
So on to the final lap.
Anybody, McKenzie. No,
4 abreast, 5 abreast. No, it's the Mahindra grabs it. Joe Francis grabs it back. McKenzie goes for the inside of Bradley Ray. Uphill with Hill, into Druids. Who's going to... Oh, McKenzie goes for the inside.
Bradley Ray's now out of it.
No, Bradley Ray on the Fab Racing Mahindra. Oh, he gets really nutmeg coming out of Druids, forced wide. Now it's these 3.
And it's
Honda and 2 KTM.
Going to be hard work for the two-stroke ride. Brad Ray now back and forth. Big mistake from him at Druids.
And now it's he's dwarfing that Mahindra. Now then, we even get 3 abreast going round Surtees. Now they've got this huge dive down, seeking the slipstream, seeking the fastest route into Hawthorne Bend after Pilgrim's Drop.
McKenzie's having a go here. He's gone, I think he's gone quite early. There he is into Hawthorne, and Brad Ray's round the outside. It's like it's a knockout.
Oh, man. Joe Francis comes back underneath Joe Irving. So the two Joes still warring.
Simpson's not out of this either.
As Taron McKenzie has the edge right now. They swoop through Sheen Curve. They've just got Serling's clearways and the Clark Evans. Joe Francis right underneath both of them. Sits up Bradley Ray.
Could be Bradley Ray
goes wide. Bradley Ray dives through the middle as Joe Francis gets the power on. And McKenzie.
No, it's Joe Irving. No! Oh, dear God! What's happening here?
And then
it could be Irving, it could be Irving, it could be Irving!
Irving might get it! Joe Irving gets the Toad and Tatey Pub's first victory! Irving, McKenzie, Francis, Ray, Simpson as they swoop across the line. Race of the day, 0.107 of a second separating first and second, 300ths of a second between second and third, 300ths of a second between third and fourth.
And the rest.
Sorry, Arnie Shelton, Tom Kahn, Peter Sutherland have just